the volume. Turn up the volume. You've arrived at the destination for all things Kentucky. This is the Bleed Blue Network Podcast.
Hey BBN, welcome back to another episode of BBN Ladies Unleashed, and we have a brand new co-host joining Michelle and I tonight. Sarah, hi, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Nice to finally get to talk to you in person.
I know, same.
She's been wanting to join for a little bit, but she's been busy on Thursdays, and so she hasn't been able to. But she's free now, so another one to add. Yay! So I guess tell everybody kind of why you wanted to join the podcast and what your thoughts were on that whole situation.
Well, I love listening to all UK sports podcasts. It's kind of gets me through my work day, So I was like, maybe I could do something like that. And I saw your tweet, and I was like, well, might as well give it a shot because I've been a UK fan all my life, so why not? Yeah.
We have a lot of fun here. So, ladies, I think it's only fair given that tonight is also ladies' night. The women put belt to ass to Tennessee tonight.
They did.
Like, good Lord.
I will admit to being nervous when the second half started because we were belting LSU's butt the other night, and they did say Coach Brooks emphasized to them, you cannot have a third quarter collapse. You have to keep your head in the. I don't care how big the lead is. You got to start over like it's 0-0. And after they came out of the third quarter with 30-something point lead, I'm like, okay, I think. Now they did have a little bit of a letdown about midway through the fourth quarter, but I get that. I mean, they were still. It's really difficult to play with a large lead.
It's hard to keep the energy up when you're like leading that much.
Although Strack didn't seem to have much of a problem keeping up her blocks and her rebounds. I think, did I realize it was like 52-35 rebounding for the Cat, or 52-31 something.
I can grab it right here and let you know for sure.
I hadn't gotten my.
Let's see.
My message
it is 52-31.
Yeah.
She did go 11 for 11 too, didn't she?
Strack?
I believe so.
Let me see.
I know she ended up with 23 points and 15
rebounds. Yep.
Let's see.
Tiana Key
is 11 of 11 on field goals.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing.
The women also shot 90% on free throws.
Wow.
But they did not shoot great on 3-pointers, but that's okay. That's okay. They shot 51% from field goal overall.
They didn't need to.
How did we have 20 turnovers? Jesus.
Well, I think probably easily 6 or 7 of those were in the fourth quarter.
Oh, it got real sloppy?
Yeah, because they were trying to go inside when they didn't have any business going. There was nobody open. Let's drive down there where there's 17 people. Well, they're not 17 because that would be illegal. But there was a whole lot of bodies down there. And it's like, you've got somebody over here on the wing. You got somebody over there in the corner, and you're just going to go in where there's a traffic jam. Like I said, I know they did that. I know 4 times specifically. I saw that, so that's why I'm thinking that the majority of the turnovers were in the fourth quarter. But that's okay. It's all okay.
We could afford it then. It's okay.
Afford it then, yeah. We're up by 30.
And it was cool seeing, somebody else there's a couple of people that actually I've been anti this train because they've been so obnoxious about wearing your primary color instead of white on home games, especially for rivalry games. And they've been promoting this for Louisville. Yeah. Well, they were promoting this mostly for Louisville, Kentucky. They need to be blue and red, whatever. And like I said, they were just so obnoxious about it. I was thinking no, they don't. Tradition says white, but today playing the blue and the orange it just, I don't know. I just thought it made the beatdown look a little bit more special. But,
It did, actually.
There's some extra flair and flavor to it because it was blue versus orange.
Well, and then in the renovated Coliseum, I mean, the blue uniforms just look incredible in Memorial now.
Yeah. That blue is so sharp and pretty. Where it's brand new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Memorial is gorgeous on the inside of the blue. It's everywhere, and I love it. But that was their last home game, unfortunately, for this season. I can't believe that it's already went by so fast.
It's so fast.
And
we're losing Georgia more. We didn't get much time with her. And,
we got enough.
Deja Lawrence.
Yeah. Deja, yep.
Oh, she had an incredible game tonight, too.
Did.
My goodness, she was everywhere.
Good. I like watching Deja play. She plays really well.
But I think what Coach Brooks has done is he has established, I guess, an aura, if you will. There's a feel for this team, and other players coming in, they know what this team can do. And they did show a lot more toughness tonight, and I think they got a whole lot of this team is as strong as Charmin comments in the last couple of weeks. And normally that would offend me, but it's been pretty accurate. I wouldn't say that publicly, but it has not been. And they did show a whole lot more toughness. So I think going forward, I suspect that's only going to get better and better. And I'm not getting ahead of the game at all because I know we've got tournament time coming up, and I'm really excited about that. But boy, does our future look bright with the ladies.
It does.
I was thinking that today too.
It does. So
that was a great bounce back win. Get us right on track.
They could have won the LSU game. They just didn't. Yeah. They only scored 6 points in the third quarter, and you just can't. Not against LSU, you just can't score that little amount. But I just can't believe that. Still, this season went by so fast. It's so crazy to me that the girls literally have one regular season game left, and that is Sunday, and they're at South Carolina. I don't. Where did the season go? Where does time go?
When did we first start the podcast? Was that in January? See, you can't remember either, can you?
I can't. No,
I thought Selena will know. I'll ask her. She'll know.
I know we start talking about it in December.
Let me see.
See, now I've asked her. I've stumped the moderator. Now she's got to go back.
You have stumped the creator. Oh, my God. Hold on. I'm just going to scroll really fast.
And we talked about it for a while before it actually lifted off, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it was. Oh. No, hold on. We recorded in December.
Okay.
Maybe November. Yeah. Hold on. It's okay. So we started recording in December.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't think we went back that far. And I was on the first show, so I would.
Yeah, I think
I would have remembered November.
And then we took a little break for Christmas and all that stuff.
That's probably why I don't remember the December, because we had the time off.
Yeah,
but I remember when we started, we were talking about getting ready for conference play.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's over. Yep. I mean, how does this happen?
Yeah.
It was on. We recorded it. I put a tweet out on 12/10. That episode would be out on Friday.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm assuming it's me too. So yeah, 12/13, the first episode dropped.
Okay.
12/13. So
I'll try to remember that for future episodes.
December 13th. It was Friday the 13th. It's the first episode that dropped.
Of course.
Does that mean we're cursed?
Maybe.
Oh, well.
I knew it happened before our first big snow on January 5th. That I do know.
Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah, because your snow rant.
Oh, and I didn't even rant as much as I should have or could have or might in the future.
Oh, boy. I don't know if we're going to get any more snow. The peepers are out finally. I can hear
Chris
them.
Bailey said he would not be surprised to see a March snow, and I told Chris Bailey he could kick rocks.
You know what? I hope, Chris Bailey, I hope you stub your toe. And I will let you know that too, by the way, because I am actually over this. I'm a snow lover and I am ready for warm weather. Like, I am ready for sunshine and pool and cookouts and all of that stuff. Like,
Yesterday was gorgeous, but of course it's going to be like 40 on Sunday. So the way I see it is right now, when I look at the forecast for 10 days, it's like Mother Nature's going Powerball numbers out here, 62, 39, 41. Anyway. And so, see, she remembers, because one night we were talking about when I was covering, back when I wrote for Cameron Mills, I was covering the Tennessee and Kentucky ladies game.
Yeah.
And back then, they played 2 or 3 games a year in Rupp, and this game was in Rupp. And so the media was down on the floor, like literally under the baskets. And I had tweeted out at some point, I'm like, man, this could get serious because these girls are big. And they keep coming up under the hoop, and I'm like directly behind the goal. And all of a sudden, here comes a basketball. Somebody blocked a shot, and this ball is coming right at my face. And I'm like, I'm going to die. And I'm like, oh. But John Wong, who was sitting next to me, he reached out and he deflected the ball so it didn't hit me. But yeah, she loved that map. I told her, I said, we need to make a kid out of this.
No, I have to figure out how to do that still.
Jimmy Dykes is going to be calling the game.
He has everybody in BBN blocked right now.
We'll touch on that a little bit later. Trust me, I've got that.
Okay, that might be part of the rant then. Never mind. Let me skip right over that. Okay. All right. So, BBN, I hope that you have got to watch some of the women play this year. They're a lot of fun. They're a very special team, and their last game is Sunday, March 2nd at 2 p.m. and they play at South Carolina. So if you can't go to the game, at least tune into the game and tweet about them and get them attention. Yeah. So
Dawn Staley still scares me.
She is so intense. She is so intense, but if I was a player, I would love, if I was still playing and I had the opportunity, I would love to play for her. I would love it.
As the casual observer or as the media row person, just sitting there, and she gets wound up in a game. And this particular one, that was the thing the Cats did. They would keep South Carolina close. I think actually we did beat them when Mitchell was still here. But, well, that too. Yes, that one I remember very well. But, yep. She gets on the sidelines, and when she's yelling, you're a good 30 feet away, but you feel like she's yelling at you. And
is she that loud?
Oh, entirely that loud. And she's just, really intense, and she's got on these 4-inch spike heel shoes, and I'm thinking she could take that off and whip it around and hit me in the head. And I'm heels? Oh, yeah.
I thought she wore tennis shoes.
I think it depends. Some games they have... But I have definitely seen her with heels in Memorial.
I know Kim Mulkey wears all the time.
Kim Mulkey probably would scare me more.
Her face looks like that all the time. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so.
Oh my God, that zoom in during the game. Oh my God, that was perfection.
That was so funny.
That was so good.
I was like, just pulled it off, then it would have been epic.
It's just like, oh, Kim. No, that was so good. But yeah. But BBN, yes, support your girls. The SEC tournament will come up soon. And it'll be a good time. So
before you head into basketball more, because we can just do this very quickly.
Okay.
But baseball has started.
Yes, it has.
And the Cats got their highest run total in Kentucky Proud Park, which has now been open for 7 years. I was at the very first game. That place is just gorgeous.
It's so pretty there. It's on a great spot,
24 runs against Evansville. 24, which is, I think, the 6th highest run total in Kentucky baseball history, but it is the highest run total for Kentucky Proud Park. And I will tell you, people, you got to get out there this year to see them. The park is gorgeous. There's plenty of good food options, and there's really not a bad seat in the house. So, and the tickets are very affordable. So get out there and support them. I was concerned about what our pitching was going to be like this year. I don't think I have to be as concerned as I thought I did. And I was a little concerned about maybe losing some production at the plate. Well, okay.
No.
Okay. Well, and my man, Devin Burks, the catcher, that's just my man. And he just was doing everything the other night. So I'm just sitting there like, it's my man, Devin.
Oh, no, she's dancing. Oh, no, she's dancing. Okay.
His mother follows me on Twitter because I was always complimenting. So now she follows me. I think he does too now. He ought to, as much as I've supported him, he deserves to follow me. Hello.
He deserves to follow you. Michelle. He deserves to follow you.
It's what he deserves. It really is.
It's his privilege to follow you, Michelle. That's
exactly.
What that is.
See,
His
Sarah,
privilege.
what I tell you, the things just fall right out of our mouths, and it, yeah.
Let it roll.
They just beat Moorhead too, didn't they? Moorhead
Yes,
State?
they did.
It was like what? 8
to 2, I think. 8-2.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have sworn that one was in the 20s too, like the low 20s.
Oh, no, that was the Evansville.
Looking at something else.
Mm.
Maybe that's how many hits they had. I don't know. They've been just knocking the ball everywhere.
That might be what it was, yeah.
We like it.
Yep.
We like it.
I still see one guy in the dugout with the pink hat. Now, I haven't seen too much more pink hat craziness, but I did make sure I could locate my pink hat, so I'll have it ready when I go to a game.
We were so fun last year with that.
Oh, yeah. Jay Hayes and I went, and I got him a pink hat. I'm like, you can't go into that game without a pink hat. And he's like a 6-foot-tall, burly guy, and he has to wear a pink fuzzy hat. And he did, and it was cool.
I need a pink hat. I'll have one.
I don't think I do either.
Fortunately,
it's a mission.
Fortunately, it was a little bit breezy that day, because if you wore that on a typical 70-degree day, you would
roast.
be, yeah.
Oh yeah,
but it worked out to be perfect that day because I didn't have a jacket with me, and it's like, okay, at least my head will stay warm. And it did, and then we lost the game to Tennessee.
Oh, I think I was at that game.
Oh, that
It was a cold game, yeah.
It was beautiful and sunny, but there was this little breeze, and it was just really annoying because their fans were there and they cheered way too loud.
Yep. Per usual.
Yeah.
All right, let us move on to the last night's game with the men. Guys, I swear, I lost 5 years of my life. Okay.
Same.
And I thought that Doug Shouse was going to absolutely screw us at the last second. Like, I was like, oh, this is it. He's going to call something stupid. They're going to hit both free throws, and we're going to lose the game by 1. And then BBN will probably, end up doxing him all over the place too, like they did with other refs. But he didn't. I was surprised. I was so surprised.
I think he had already hit his limit of the foul calls with no contact.
Maybe, because
I think he's allowed only so many of those per game, and he got most of those in the first half.
I mean, that crew was not great, to be fair.
No.
Courtney Green was trash, awful.
Yeah, and then when they were reviewing that last play after the buzzer went off, I was like, no, please do not do this.
Like, do not do this to us. Oh my god, please.
I mean, I'm thinking, what are you reviewing? Whether or not you could see your pecs in your schmedium shirt?
Your schmedium? I don't know.
Medium.
Listen, all I know is Brandon Garrison is a certified crash out. Okay? He does not care.
Nope.
He almost went in the stands last night because he was ready to go in the stands. I'm like, get your butt in the locker room right now. Right now.
Yeah, Amari got to him real quick and pushed him off the court.
Mario was like football shoving him down the sideline. Like, he's like, no.
Now, if the beer can had hit him, I think all bets would have been off at that point.
So here's the thing. I saw a video on TikTok where it looked like it did. Like, it looked like it grazed his head because the direction of the can changed. How it was spinning, it changed.
Oh.
And that's why I think, like, he was so aggravated and pissed, which I don't blame him. Like, I would also be pissed. But I don't know. I'll have to find it and look at it again. Maybe I slow it down. But it looks like it, because it was spinning this way and then it hit and then it changed how it was going. So I don't know.
I think that one of my favorite still shots was
frozen.
I guess when the cat
she is very frozen. Michelle, you're
we might have to take a screenshot of that.
Hold on. I'll grab it. Hold on. Do not. Oh my God! Watch, it's gonna undo the thing. I can send this to her.
Let me try it.
Okay.
I got it.
Oh, dang it.
Okay, there you are. So, hey, guess what? I took a picture of how you froze, Michelle, because it was just too good not to. Okay. It was too good. I had to. You had your mouth open and everything. It was just
Anyway, one of the best still shots I saw from last night was when there was almost an altercation over on the benches. And you've got Kerr over there, and you got Andrew.
Their faces.
And then, and Coach Fox. All of them were like,
oh, yeah.
This is all lined up. And I was like, that is hilarious.
Like disbelief.
Yeah. Well, I think they're like, oh God, here goes Brandon again. Like, here he goes again. Like, we know this. I love watching Kerr celebrate on the sideline. Like, don't get me wrong, I wish he was out there playing, because I think he could have had teams so mad at him this season. But I love watching him celebrate on the sidelines because he is so into it, and he's still so animated. Like, it's just like, that's such a good teammate. You know what I mean? Like, he's such a good teammate.
And I think technically, because Pope said, Kerr's really, he wants to play now. And Mark said that, this recovery is just not going as fast as we had hoped. I think he's kind of trying to tell Kerr, you're not really recovered, because he'd rather have him for a whole season next year than have him for just this little bit. And he is an very effective cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
So, boy, next year he'll be so much fun. So much fun.
It's going to take a long time to get him back up to speed, and the season's about over, It's like, kind of a wash there.
Well, he'll have all summer. Plus, a lot of the guys that hang around, the ones come in early, they end up getting together a lot for their own little pickup stuff to kind of get to know each other. And I think he'll know a few of the players already anyway. It won't be like last year where nobody knows anybody.
Right. Right. Well, and I know some people are like, oh no, he needs to play this season, or I don't want him on next year's team at all. And I'm like, guys, it's like, no one's asking to be the starter. No one's asking to play 35 minutes a game. But to have somebody that has been around that long in college basketball and has that much passion, that much energy, that much fire for the game and to play and for his team and his coach and like the university, like, that is an invaluable asset to have. And you can't even describe how good it is for the team, just because if you watch him, like, he's in the huddles yelling and talking and like hyping them up, and like he's coaching them on the sideline in the corner. So he's invaluable to have on a team. And like, if we can have him for a full season next year with the freshmen coming in that we have, the return people we have, and some transfers, oh my God, it's like chef's kiss. It's magic.
Yes.
Yeah, give me 10 to 12 minutes a game. I'm not even asking for beyond that. You give me 10 to 12 solid minutes. And could you imagine if he had been on the floor last night when that poor misguided Oklahoma player went, "You can't guard me," to my man.
I would have been in his face so fast.
You want to bet, sucker. and then it'd be like, "Can you spell HIPAA?" That's our running joke there, Sarah.
HIPAA.
It sets her off every. Well, it is, because it's HIPAA.
I kind of say that in my head when I read it, anyways. So.
Well, that's how I always did, because everybody goes, "Well, HIPAA," and they'll always write it HIPPA, and I'm like, Don't tell me you're talking about that you even know what HIPAA is when you can't even spell the acronym. There's no two P's in it. But anyway. But since we've mentioned HIPAA, and we have no real... But my favorite player of the year, Oweh, all the way.
Oh, man.
Oweh. Oh, my... And
Listen.
Did you see the clip from the press conference? He had no idea he had scored the last 18 points of the game.
He had no idea. He didn't have a clue. He was just out there hooping. Yeah. He was literally out there just hooping. He was not going to lose.
I mean, he was the literal definition of, yo, guys, hop on my back. I got this.
Yep. Well, I think that was really evident, too, whenever they fouled Lamont Butler out. And, which, I mean, Butler, you could tell that he was playing hard, but he was still protecting his shoulder, as he should. He kept that arm tucked in pretty tight, like, to himself. And again, as he should have, because we can't afford to sit out 3 or 4 more games again, okay?
Yeah, and Jackson probably should have kept his wrist tucked in a little bit more. Just saying.
I think he heard it when he fell. When he got knocked to the ground that time. I think that's when he aggravated it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I just want to put you in a little bubble. But I remember when Butler fouled out and the commentators said, well, Kentucky's right back to where they were the last however many games with,
commentators could eat a bag of.
There's a lot of them that irritate me. But I think if we're going to be completely fair, a lot of people will say some commentators are so anti-UK when they're really not. They're giving, and people go on about that. No, they made one comment that was a fair criticism, sometimes an unfair criticism. But the group last night that lost their absolute shit puffs every time Oklahoma did something. Yeah.
Puff, Michelle.
It's like Cocoa Puffs, but with shit.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I can't. I guess I'm just too old for you people, because that was like a common thing back in my day when you lose your shit puffs.
I just see like little like cotton ball looking things of shit. That's what I picture in my head.
Now,
shit
see,
puffs.
I think Cocoa Puffs is really the inspiration. But when you say you lost your Cocoa Puffs, I'm like, what's Cocoa Puffs? Oh man, don't y'all? You never had Cocoa Puffs? You're not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa for
Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, but you just lose your shit puffs.
Derailment of the train has happened. Shit puffs. That's the derailment. Shit puffs.
You will be saying that eventually. Trust me.
I'm already going to say it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it too.
It'll slide right into your vernacular with no problem, because it's just a good phrase.
I'm going to lose my shit puffs. I'm like, what the?
But they were losing them every time Oklahoma did anything. And they were, and I'm like, hello.
Oh.
And Oweh does this, does that. And Oweh scores again. Oweh scores again. Oh my gosh, look at that. He hit a free throw.
I know. That's great.
No, it was bad. It was really bad. It was really bad. And I thought, God, I really thought they actually hurt Amari. And I was like, all right, we're rioting. We are literally going to riot right now because we are cursed. Something is wrong. It's like, but it's fine. It's fine. He got back up.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, my heart just like stopped. I was like, that's one person we cannot afford to lose right now with all these injuries. Yeah. He's the man doing everything right now.
He's the point guard.
Along with Oweh.
Yep.
Away, all day. Away.
I thought, you know what? I'm actually really happy about this too. Before we talk about Oweh, absolute domination takeover, and like dive into that, Brandon Garrison, people have been on your ass so much lately, and I'm like, listen, guys, I promise it's not like that. Like, I swear to you, like, he's gonna be okay. And he played so well last night. Great energy. He rebounded. He shot the ball well. He blocked some shots. Like, he did last night exactly what we need him to do every single game moving forward.
Exactly.
Even the crash out at the end. You know what? At the end, do it. I don't care. We're going to win the game. Do it. I don't care. That's fine. Do it. But what he did last night and how he played is what we need from him moving forward for the remainder of the season.
Completely agree. And we've seen glimpses of it, especially towards the beginning of the season, and I just don't understand why people are saying he's like so awful. We know he has it in him. We've seen it. Like, he's just got to come out. He's got to get out of his head. I don't understand why we have to have a singled out player every season that everybody has to pick on all the time. It doesn't make any sense.
Because that's what the couch coaches do best.
Yeah.
They find a victim and they go in after him. And then when they heard he had, I don't want to say mental issues, but he did have some things that, he would let things get to him mentally.
Yeah.
And I mean, Pope was pretty much open about that and how they worked with him and how much progress he's made. And for that garbage that we had to point out a couple of weeks ago about them commenting on his poor body language.
Oh, Jackson, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was awful. And I'm glad he clapped back at him too. Good for him.
Yeah. Exactly. Good for him. It stopped after that. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why there's always the one player that just seems to get like the shit like all season. It doesn't make any sense. Like, they're a team, right? They're on the same team together, and a team that we're supposed to be supporting. So why are we hating on one guy like almost singularly compared to everybody else?
Right. Yeah.
Keon Brooks had to deal with that. Ashton Hagens had to deal with that.
Wheeler.
Yep.
Keon got it really
He
bad.
got it bad.
DJ Wagner.
Yep.
And I was not happy we lost to Arkansas, but when DJ Wagner was turning it on, I'm like, yeah, people, he wasn't all that bad. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't playing back till he got hurt.
Exactly.
That's the thing. His game completely changed whenever he was hurt. After he got hurt, like, that's normal too. Like, I don't. Anyways, we digress because I'm not gonna to let them have any more of their limelight because they don't deserve it. But the game was good last night. It really was. I'm glad that UK focused on driving the ball for the game because Oklahoma's their 2-point defense is awful, so bad, but they're actually really good at 3-point defense. They hold their opponents like 19% shooting on threes.
Wow.
So I'm really glad that we're like, oh no, we're driving the ball in and just did it all night long. Like, I love seeing that because it means that we can adjust how we play offense and still score in high numbers.
I mean, 40 points in the paint. That is not how we have typically won games this year. So they saw what was available and they took it. Of course, again, that was of the 40. I would guess like 16 of them were Oweh in the last.
That's crazy.
He just went off. Like,
he did go out there and hit that 3, I thought, just to mix it up a little bit, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, he was not losing last night. He was going to refuse to lose. And we talked about that too. Like, after the refs Alabama absolutely hosed him and like just took him out of the game completely. Like, he's the type of player that he's going to come back and be pissed off and have a huge game. Like, he's that type of player. Well,
because he had his whole season streak of double-digit games. Every game. I was like, and everybody's going, well, Ray made his 3 threes and we still lost. I was like, yeah, but let's clarify that. Every time that he has made at least 3 threes and Oweh scores double digits, we won.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, last night they couldn't guard him. They couldn't stay in front of him. He was too strong for them too. I think the problem was like he was just too strong, and they couldn't deal with him.
28 points and 6 rebounds. That's a pretty strong line.
It's a stat line right there.
And 23 of those points was the second half, wasn't it?
Yeah. He only had 5 points in the first half.
Yeah. Yeah, because the first half I was like, oh no, it's gotten in his head because he's playing against his old school.
Mm-hmm.
But then he came back in the second half and was just on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so, I mean, I don't think we haven't had a player take over a game like that in a while.
No.
Like, that's absolutely taken over the game like that in a long time.
I would say Malik Monk versus North Carolina in the. I was at that game.
It's probably the
Granted,
closest
5
one.
stories up in that arena because that's where they put the no-name press people. But I was up there where I could cheer because there was nobody around me, so that worked out great.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I know Butler had perfect had 30 against Louisville, but it wasn't like a
It
total
wasn't in a
complete
row.
takeover. Right. He didn't score the last 18 points of the game, whatever. You know what I mean? Like always what he does now was just different. It was something we haven't seen in a while, and it lets you know like he does have that dog in him. Like I know we've thought about it, like he has it, but no, like he does. He does have that dog in him. Like,
and I said that in December. By
you
golly
did,
gum.
you did. But I mean, there's also there's been flashes of it too, like where you can tell he gets in his own head a little bit, and where he tries to rush the game, and then it doesn't go his way. You see that happen too, but like second half, like last night, he took what they gave him.
Yeah, he wasn't forcing anything.
And I would say that the Go Big Blue chants were louder than the boos for Oweh last night. That was.
I think so too. I really do. I think they were, which I love that. Good job, UK fans in Alabama. Good job. So good. Yeah, I think they
And
were
Oklahoma
too.
fans turning into Tennessee fans.
And throwing shit on the court because
It would take a whole lot for me to ever, 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 ever cheer for Tennessee for anything at any time in any place. I can't cheer for Louisville and I can't cheer for Duke. There are certain things I just cannot cheer for. I can cheer for the season that Kansas is having.
oh my God. It's so, oh no. I just,
Bill Self ran out of time before the first tip this year. I didn't say that.
That's crazy, isn't it?
like, I just can't.
I believe four of the preseason top 10 teams are not even ranked right now.
Yep. UConn.
Which is why I say that polls before January are a joke.
They are.
UConn, North Carolina,
Kansas,
and Gonzaga, I think.
Yep, that's who it was. Yeah, Gonzaga. Yep. They're not even. But we beat them when they were ranked. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Contributed to it. They played us. We broke them.
We broke them. We broke their spirits.
When they do the bracketology, do they count what they were ranked when we played them or what they're ranked at the end of the season?
I think it's when we played them.
Okay. Yeah, that's how you get your quad. That's when basically the quad won versus whatever. That's how they count those wins.
Right.
I think it's how, it's when we played them.
I was wondering that the other day.
It just sickens me, though, this whole big media, Duke. Who have they played that they beat?
They beat Auburn.
Because the ACC is, there's Duke, there's Louisville, and there's garbage.
Clemson's in there, but no, Duke beat Auburn. Granted, it was at Duke, but only by 2 points. I think Auburn would smack them on a neutral site. But
and that was way, way, way back.
It's what, December?
Yeah, that was.
That was during the ACC challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah, the challenge. Because we had lost 2 in the challenge, so I was happy that Auburn lost 2.
Oh, that's right. We were the only team to lose at first if Auburn lost. I was
only the very best SEC teams can lose in the ACC challenge.
That's right.
I was like, oh no, we're the only team that lost. This is embarrassing. I'm like, okay, good, Auburn lost. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Or if we lose earlier in the day and then Louisville loses later, it's fine.
And speaking of Auburn, that's going to be a whoo.
Yeah.
They, as much as I hate to admit it, they are probably by far the best team in the country overall. Like, overall, they're so good.
Arkansas got them the other night, didn't they?
No.
They didn't?
Arkansas didn't win. Mm-mm.
Oh, they came close. They won.
They beat Missouri?
That's what it was, Missouri. And they came close to Auburn. Yeah, that's what it was.
But speaking of Arkansas, they're probably going to make the NCAA tournament after all. All they had to do was beat Kentucky.
Well, you know
up,
what
up, and
though? To be
away.
fair, they are
We
also
fixed
talking
them.
about putting North Carolina in the tournament, and that's just a joke and a travesty all in
It
itself.
is.
North Carolina is honestly terrible. Like they're terrible. Like they're talking about putting them in the tournament. I'm like, no, 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 no. We're not doing this. Like that's so bad.
That's
But
like the morons that are, oh, we need to expand the tournament to
oh
however many.
God, no,
No,
we
you don't.
don't.
Oh gosh.
Because here's some of the teams that would go in if you had this expansion, and then you start looking at the resumes of these other teams. It's an absolute joke. The magic of March is having some of these mid-majors, these itty-bitty conferences that get their whatever guaranteed, whether it's the regular season or a conference tournament, however they get their bids, somebody that has a chance. You get the rest of the field that has played stiffer competition and has performed better. And you're always going to get some teams maybe should have been in there, some maybe shouldn't, but by and large, I think we get a very balanced field. And then it's magical. You got to win 6 games, and that's a lot harder than a lot of people would like to think it is. If it was easy, we would have 17 or 18 national championships now.
Exactly. And then
True.
we had an undefeated team and lost in the Final Four, you know. And basically 2 very good basketball teams on one team, the platoon team. So
Well, I
very
always
hard to do.
go back to 97. I mean, it was a Derek Anderson injury away from a three-peat.
Yep.
You're right. But, Auburn is gettable. They are definitely they are gettable. Okay, they are. It's just going to take a really good game with like no turnovers from us. We have to minimize turnovers and we have to minimize their 3-point shooting. Because what they do is they'll rebound the ball and kick out for a 3 every time.
Yeah, 3-point defense, we've got to be on top of that. We've got to, not turnovers so much. I mean, I think we can absorb some turnovers. It's the mental errors.
Mm-hmm.
Those little, split-second lapses, they've got to stay on top of the mental game the whole game. Because, some of those losses we've had, it was just like mental error here, and all of a sudden, and that was 6 or 7 points, and that's the game.
Yeah.
So just stay on top of it and keep Butler and Robinson in bubble wrap until Saturday.
Protect them until Saturday.
Keep them in bubble wrap on the floor if you can. I don't know if they allow that, but I mean, I think it would be like helpful.
It would be helpful. Like, yes, I'm sorry, ref. They must play with bubble wrap on them. Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
but then we would be able to get fingerprints for all those times that, see, they did touch me. They did foul me.
My bubble got popped. It's popped. See this? It's gone. Hello? Look. No, yeah. It is.
You remember that one year that it was a couple of the football players had like broke their hands or something, and they had those big giant like cotton.
Yep.
They're huge. It looked like boxing gloves they had on.
That's just so the cast wouldn't smack somebody and hurt them.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why. I think Harrison wore one on his wrist for a long time.
Oh, did he?
I think he's either broken hand/wrist at some point. Mad Max did. So.
Well, if you're not a center, a quarterback, or a receiver, you don't really need your hands that badly.
Yeah,
that's pretty accurate, I guess.
No holding calls.
Hey, there we go. Let's wrap them all in bubble wrap then.
Yeah.
Anyways, we digress into football, and I have a rule I don't talk football to football season because, anyways, it's football. So they play Auburn at 1 on Saturday, and then their very last home game is Tuesday the senior night, or is it Saturday?
Well, I don't know.
I haven't seen anything about it. That's why I was asking.
I haven't either.
I think it's Tuesday, but I could be wrong. But Saturday makes the most sense.
Yeah, because they would have been talking about it if it was for Saturday.
Whenever the last home game is, it's always the last home game.
The women's wasn't. The women's was against LSU.
That's women. The men have always been, regardless of opponent, it has always been the last home game. So
Okay.
I would suspect it will be Tuesday night
Against LSU. Okay.
Yes.
Got you. I didn't know if there was. I'm not seeing about it, so I was asking. And then they have to go to Missouri and play. But I'm not looking ahead too much. Okay, I'm not. They won Oklahoma. That was a must. I thought that was a must-win game for us. We have to win at least 2 out of the next. Okay. Before Oklahoma, I said we had to win at least 2 of the remaining 4 games, I think. But I would like to go 3-1. So winning Oklahoma was a good step in the right direction. I don't think we can lose both Auburn and Missouri. I think we have to win. We have to win one of those games and beat LSU.
And we're completely capable of doing that. We can beat anybody.
1,000%. When this team's healthy, we can play anybody in the country by far.
Exactly.
I mean, we'll be depending on the Rupp faithful to make that place roar.
I feel like for the Auburn game though, I feel like it'll be turned up. Like I feel like it was for a Saturday. And we'll game. I think it'll be a rocking. I think so.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think so.
Well, this year they have rocked out for teams that were nothing that came in. So
they have.
Yeah, the crowd's been way better than recent years for sure.
Just take the cameras off the blue hair section and position it.
It's so wild to me, speaking of the blue hairs, that they have the audacity, like, oh, will you sit down because I can't see? No, get your ass out of the seat. Like, you're at a sporting event. You're not there to sit.
No, they're not at a sporting event. In their eyes, they are at a social event. Look how much money I have.
Oh, that's true. That's just a good point.
Yeah.
That's all
right.
it is.
That's a good point. Yeah. No, you're right. That's true. So.
No, I was, and actually wasn't even in the blue hair section. I was over the little corner sections they have next to the end zones in the arena. I was in like the second row. I'm standing up at a timeout when they're playing the fight song. Standing up clapping, because that's what you do when they play the fight song.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And a woman 3 rows behind me, who, by the way, could see from 3 rows behind. You need to sit down. I turned around and said, no, I don't. And so she said, I paid for my seats. And I said, so did I. And I laughed. And I think that was the part that got her, because I didn't get mad. I said, yeah, so did I. You want a cookie? I give you a cookie. You paid for your seat. And she was stopped one of the Blue Jackets, and I told him that I needed to sit down. And he said, well, what was she doing? Well, she was standing up during the fight song. And he looked at her and he laughed and he walked away. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that.
And so after that, I mean, I would have sat down, but after that,
no, the entire time.
That ain't gonna happen. Not on a plane, not on a train, not on a boat, not with a goat. Not gonna happen.
All right, Dr. Seuss.
That's my favorite book. That is my absolute favorite book.
Michelle is on one tonight. Speaking of, you know what, Michelle? With that being said, it's a great time to bring in Michelle's rant of the week. So lay it on us.
Okay. Well, it's a 2-part rant, because you get a little mini rant that is related.
Okay. I'm here for it. Lay it on us.
Okay. Anybody I'm going to call it Twitter till the day I die, because X is a stupid name in the first place, and I don't like the guy that gave it the name. So it's still Twitter to me.
Oops. Yep.
When they decided to change how blocking accounts worked, because before you block somebody, they can no longer see your tweets. Besides not being able to interact, they can't see them. And that's kind of like the purpose. If I blocked people, it's because I didn't want them to see what I had to say. They had offended me enough to the point that I don't need you in my life, and I don't need you to see it. You don't even deserve, not like Devin Burks, who deserves to follow me. You don't deserve to see any of my brilliant tweets, and they were brilliant. So they changed it. So now you block somebody, but they can still see everything you do.
Stupid.
They can't post on your page or at you directly. Well, they can't reply to any of your tweets. Well, whoop-de-freaking do. Who cares? I mean, it's just the dumbest thing ever. Which brings me to the primary rant, which is the softest man in broadcast journalism, if we want to call it that, Jimmy freaking Dykes, the little farming boy. I would not have known had somebody not said, well, look who blocked me. And I said, and I've never tagged him in a single post. And then they had the screenshot of Jimmy Dykes having blocked them.
Yeah.
Well, I looked, and sure enough, I have been blocked. Have never once replied to a single one of his tweets.
Oh,
have
wow.
never tagged him. Oh, check. Go to Coach Jimmy Dykes and see if you've ever said anything about Jimmy Dykes on Twitter.
Yeah.
He will have blocked you because, like I said, he's the Charmin man. The only thing I ever said, and this is not even block worthy, I said, he makes my ears bleed because he does.
Yeah.
And he and his jet need to fly off far, far, far away because they do. That jet is the dumbest shtick that anybody ever. Oh, let's see who's going to be in business class and they're in economy and up in first class and get this. Ridiculous. And who even flies first class anymore on anything under a 10-hour flight? Nobody. So your jet is not only ridiculous, it's not even relevant for most flights. So take your jet, get off the tarmac, go somewhere, and quit being so soft because he tries so hard to come up with, I guess, some kind of a hook like the really effective commentators. You know, like Bill Raftery, his Minuteman. You know, it's stupid. But
Yeah.
he's the one that can say they open Minuteman. And even he knows it's stupid.
Yeah.
I think but he doesn't do it the whole game. And the things that Vitale does, well, we all know. And, you know, I'm very happy that he has made it back because he's had a tremendous road to go. But having him and Dykes the other night, and Dykes, like, he wanted to fill in for Dick, you could tell. And the more he talked, the more I said, you know what? We're going to mute the TV, and I don't care if it's not synced up. I'm going to listen to Tom call the game. Tom and Jack are so much more interesting
They are
because
elite.
they bring facts to the game.
Mhm.
They pronounce the players' names correctly because they study it.
Oh, my God.
They study it.
That's crazy.
But Dykes takes way too much pleasure. I don't know why, but he really takes way too much pleasure in any Kentucky mistake.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's evident, too. It is so evident.
You know, first few times I was thinking, okay, yeah, I'm just looking at it with a jaded eye. And then I started listening, and then I remember one game, I actually kept track of the negative things he said about UK. And I was like, and for the fair, you know, the negative things he said about whoever we were playing that night. And it kept to 22-1. And we won the game going away. So how can you come up with 22 negative things to say? But again, how can you be so soft that you have blocked everybody that ever... So this means, to be clear, so all those who never tagged him, who never replied to any of his tweets, he had to name search himself to find the tweets. He'll probably deny that he did that, just like Dan Dockich used to deny that. He finally, because I found out he name searched, so I stopped. He would also search on his name and then DD because people, apparently he eventually included Jockich because that's what I was calling him.
He did. Yep. He did. I call him Jockich too, and he included Dan Jockich or just Jockich so he can find it.
That's hilarious.
A lot of people give Jeff Goodman a lot of crap, which back during the Harrison twin days, they probably should have given me a lot of crap.
Yeah.
But Jeff Goodman would admit when he was doing name searching, and back in my original podcast years ago, one of our shows, when we had a live show that people could call in or whatever, we had a thing going on, who do you think is the worst person in sports journalism? And, you know, Dockich was going away with it running, but somebody actually said, well, how come, and they had Jeff's ads, how come Jeff Goodman's not listed? And I was like, well, you know, we're just taking a vote. Well, we get a phone call into our show, and it's Jeff Goodman who was sitting in an airport, killing time, waiting for his flight, and he happened across this tweet, so he found our show, and he called in,
Oh my gosh.
And
Wow.
oh yeah. And so we had a lovely conversation. He said, well, he said, yeah, I'll search my name. He said, I wonder what y'all are saying. He says, BBN. He said, they're cool. He says, and I'll tell you right now, he said, I absolutely troll you all because it's fun. I get a lot of interaction. He said, I actually get, hey, here's some good stuff. He said, y'all are a great and knowledgeable fan base. And so eventually he actually came on a couple of weeks after that and was on my show as our featured guest. And I got to meet him at the was it the Champions Classic? Yeah, the Champions Classic in Indianapolis a couple of years later, but he's really not a bad guy. He just, he has his annoying moments, but he owned up to what he did. Jimmy Dykes isn't going to own up to being a little scared boy who can't handle being called somebody who makes your ears bleed. Don't want anybody to talk bad about his little jet. Just fly away, Jimmy. Fly away.
Just fly away in your own jet, Jimmy. Just fly away in
And
your own jet.
that might be a popular rant. I think all of us in the I Got Blocked by Jimmy Dykes fan club.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna
BBN,
have
if
to
you've
go
been
check.
blocked, I need you to literally reply to my post about this being live and just post a screenshot. I just want to see, like, and there's probably hundreds, if not thousands of them out there. I just want to see the been blocked by Jimmy Dykes fan club, like, just rolling in the comments, please. That's all I want. I just want screenshot of that. That's all I want. That's all I want. But we've now come also to the part where we give our score predictions and our VPs for the upcoming game. Michelle.
I've been thinking about this one all day too, and it's just
Listen, I am ride or die, 10 toes down, stand on business, Cats by 90 all the freaking time, every single day. So I will tell you, I think I'm gonna say they're gonna win. Will they win? I don't know. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'm never going to pick against them. We've had that discussion too, and I'm not part of that crowd that we can't beat them. Okay, then don't watch the game. Stay home. Go get on Jimmy's jet and fly off with him. That's where you can go.
What are you a fan?
That's absolutely where you can go. If you don't believe in your Cats, get on Jimmy's jet and go somewhere else.
All right, Sarah, since it is your first time on the podcast, you get to pick first. So I need your score prediction as well as your MVP.
Okay, I'm gonna say 84-78 Cats, and I'm gonna say Lamont Butler because we need his good defense.
Well, because I was going to say the Cats were going to be 84, and then she had to go say Cats 84, so then it sounds like I'm caught, which I wasn't. Okay. Cats 85. Auburn 80, because it is going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
You will too.
My MVP, I'm going with Amari because Oweh is still going to have a really good game. He's going to have a really, really, really good game. But Amari was like, dude, I need a little bit more attention. I need some love. Well, if you want to take Amari, I'll take Oweh. I have no shame.
It's fine.
Okay.
I have another one. Go ahead. Take Amari. It's
Okay,
fine.
well, good. That's it. 85-80 with Amari.
All right. I don't know if we got to the 70s, to be fair. So I'm going to do 77-73 Cats. And my MVP,
It's time for Ansley again, isn't it?
I don't know.
He's been real quiet a couple of games, and that's usually a sign he's going to come back out and.
I'm feeling.
But then there's the Kentucky boys, and there's Rupp Arena.
I'm feeling a Brea game, though.
We need one of those.
I'm feeling a Kobe Brea game. I am feeling him having a game on Saturday.
I can get on board with that.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know. I think we're due for a Kobe Brea a game again. I think we're due.
We are.
Like, he has shown flashes, but it's never been for a whole game. And I think, I think I need, yeah.
And Almanor can have a nice, good supporting role because he's been too quiet lately. And we know he's better than that.
I agree. Okay, well, there you have it, BBN. We all think we're going to beat Auburn because, as always, Cats by 90. So,
sorry, I was so laid back and
so chill tonight, Michelle. So chill.
Quiet.
So quiet.
Yeah, I know.
So BBN, whenever you post your "I've been blocked by Jimmy Dykes" picture, include your score prediction with that picture as well, please. And then we'll talk about it. Also, if you're listening to this podcast on when it comes out, there's a good chance we might have a live podcast Friday night with Randon from All UK Ball, my other podcast partner. And if we do, you guys have to join in. It'll be really fun. We're still debating because Randall has some stuff going down at work. But if we do, it'll be really fun. You have to join us. We'll have a lot of fun doing a live podcast. Jesus, it's been a long day. A lot of fun doing a live podcast, kind of preview Auburn and talk whatever talk we want to talk. So, but Michelle, thanks for hopping on again as always. It's been fun. And Sarah, thank you for joining us on your first podcast with the group.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
It's always fun times here. And always, it is go Cats.
And go Krogering.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Bleed Blue Network podcast. We hope you enjoyed diving deep into the world of Kentucky sports with us. Don't forget to stay connected by following us on Twitter at BleedBNation. Your feedback means the world to us, so take a moment to leave a review. Not only does it help us improve, but it also helps others discover the show. Until next time, keep cheering, keep listening, and keep bleeding blue.